Indian Tech Icon Spotlight, where we shine a light on leadership driven by impact. I am Sheetal Acharya, and let's welcome on the spotlight today Sakshi Vidhur, who is a global voice in cybersecurity, leading with courage, conviction, and impact. Hi, Sakshi.
Hi, Sheetal.
Welcome to our show, and it's really wonderful to have you on our show, and really looking forward for our conversation.
Thank you, Sheetal. Me too, looking forward.
Awesome. So, Sakshi, cybersecurity. What motivated you to get into cybersecurity?
So, see, technology is behind any kind of transformation, and of course, protecting that technology, cybersecurity is all about that. And that is what interests me in to get into risk management in cybersecurity. I love, challenging situations, going after, maybe an incident, maybe a conference to learn something new, and being on your toes all the time. I think that's what interests me into cybersecurity.
So shall I say incident management, that excites you most in cybersecurity?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been a part of some big incidents, of course, like any other cybersecurity professional. So it's definitely the most challenging situation that one can be in.
Absolutely. Now, given the business needs that the clients have, how do you balance out the actual business value versus cybersecurity?
That's a great question. Actually, that's what my job is all about. It's about understanding the strategic value that you can bring to the table for business. And secondly, it's about converting the technical aspects into business language. So if I were to go in for a meeting, I would definitely prepare that, what is the risk and what is the business impact of the risk. I would not go by, okay, yeah, this vulnerability, this CVE number, this is the risk involved. I would rather convert it. This is the number of days your operations will get stuck if you do not implement the recommended mitigation plan. When you talk like that, the business will understand. So I think that's the key.
So Sakshi, what are the common challenges when you approach your clients? The common challenges when you address or implement the cybersecurity?
The top two challenges that we face is one is around embedding security culture into business. So, talking in that language that everybody owns security. It's not like only cybersecurity department's role to run cybersecurity for the company. It's the responsibility is with every person. So driving that culture of ownership of cybersecurity, that's, I think, challenge number one. And secondly, I feel like embedding AI or understanding AI and the challenges around that, embedding AI into cybersecurity, that's the other big challenge that we are, kind of driving. That's taking up all the energies.
Right. And how do you think AI is doing with cybersecurity these days?
It is a game changer, absolutely. I think that AI, is as important today as it could be. So it's going to be one of the biggest, innovations, and business is totally front-ending AI into everything. And a lot of our work involves embedding security into the early stages. So the challenge is in understanding the risk early on and embedding security into that.
So as the technology has evolved, right, and so does the industries and so does the cybersecurity need. So how do you see the businesses transformed over all these years, and what transformation have you seen in cybersecurity space?
No, absolutely. The cyber transformation that we have seen is, humongous. When I started working 20 years ago, we were working in a totally different technological landscape, and what we studied and read and did all the certifications about was totally different. Now, I think the principles, though, remain the same. So the foundation of the principles remain the same, but the pace has changed, and that's been the biggest change. And of course, the technologies have totally evolved today, so it's hard to catch up these days on what's new and what's happening. But at the same time, being a risk manager professional, I think my focus is always on having a pragmatic approach with business on making them understand the cybersecurity risks lying into their processes. And the other change that has happened is that we're working very proactively now to embed security at an early stage. So that really helps in, keeping up with the agile methodology.
Do you have any example to share from any of the incidents that you managed and that still is a kind of learning for you, or that helped you in your learning or being as a leader?
No, absolutely. There's been actually a lot of incidents that, have been, that I have worked on personally, and I've worked in a global space. So the communication part of it has been one of the biggest, kind of learning experiences for me, to how to make it absolutely crystal clear, how to keep the communication going, how to keep the team motivated in these tough times, because everybody's working till like 2, 3 a.m. that time, and making sure the team is all motivated to provide us, all the inputs to resolve on time. So yeah, you're running against time in an incident. And yes, I do recall this one particular incident that I had with the Australia market. This is when I was working from India. So yeah, keeping up with updates for the US, working with the Australia, it was like 24/7, but what kept us going was, again, very clear communication, keeping the team motivated, working with them into, the resolution and getting the applications back up and running. So that was the most interesting part of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And given the different time zones, I think that's more kind of a work that comes with a lot of responsibilities and pressure as well.
Absolutely. And now it's become a part of our daily lives. I think even before COVID, I was working in a global environment and in that kind of a setup, and COVID changed things forever. Now we are available, as per our conveniences, sometimes early morning meetings, sometimes late night, depending on which part of the planet you're working with. But I think that's become intrinsic to my role, and I've kind of adapted onto that way of working. So it doesn't feel like any big pressure anymore.
So it's been flexible.
That's right. It gives me a lot of flexibility, and especially as a working mother of two, I like that flexibility in my schedule, and I enjoy that part.
Wonderful. So Sakshi, we would like to know more about your, career journey, like from your very first role to where you are right now, how that journey has been for you.
So I worked across, different types of organizations in the retail sector, in the life insurance sector, and also a little bit in the public sector before I joined Deloitte in the BSO role. So I'd say that, I have looked at risk from different lens, working across different roles. And I'll say early stages of my career, it was more, more about task oriented, more about completing that given task in time, but later on it moved to more of a strategic thinking kind of role. So that's been the journey that I've had overall in terms of risk management, cybersecurity. I've also done internal audit roles in the past and moved towards internal audit of IT. So that's been more so my overall journey. But yes, I've enjoyed each bit of it. Being in cybersecurity has given me a very good understanding on both sides of the table, moving from the internal audit side of, going as the, third line of control, then to the second line of control and the first line of control now. So that's given me like a complete picture of what the management really looks for in cybersecurity.
That's pretty interesting. Now, let's talk a bit about BSO role you just mentioned. So what are your roles and responsibilities as part of this role?
So I'm working as the global BSO, and my responsibility mainly, or what I really enjoy about the role mainly, is to bring strategic value and work very closely with the business teams to understand what are the projects they're working on, what are their key roadmap items, and then embedding cybersecurity into that. So that's where we add value to their side and embed, the appropriate controls and governance into the projects early on. So that's the, that's my key role. And I totally enjoy, working through with business from their planning stages to the project implementation stages. And of course, like integrating into security into AI, that's my most interesting role. That's the key project that I am currently working on.
Wonderful. Now, Sakshi, you lead multiple teams. So, what are or as a leader, what do you feel is the most challenging part of leadership?
That's a lovely question. And I think the top challenge is communication. To be able to be empathetic towards the team and lead with kindness and trying to understand that where are they coming from. I think that's been my overall learning, I'd say. So I worked in a global role previously. I was working in an Asia Pac role. I was leading 23 countries and working as the regional leader for cybersecurity. And that really taught me humility and how to be able to understand how different cultures think. Previously I was probably, especially coming from internal audit background, I was like, this is the right way of doing things, and but now I do understand that there is no one right way of doing things. You rather have to keep the team together collectively, working across cultures. So there's no one right way of doing things. And then how do we build that empathy with the team and bring out your vulnerabilities in front of the team, make it, as open and transparent as possible. I think those are the keys. So to managing communication related challenges and getting the team together. The other thing I'd say that, recognition is a big part of, my leadership style. I feel that goes a very long way. And I've been really lucky to work with some very good companies that have where I have experienced the value of recognition in terms of my leadership style.
So Sakshi, what's one piece of advice which you would like to give to the aspiring women leaders in tech?
My one advice would be to back yourself and to seek mentors. At least that's what I have done all throughout my last 2 decades of career. That really helps me. And also see peer networking. So I feel like investing into networking and seeking mentors and backing yourself up. I think these 3 are my key advice that goes a long way in keeping yourself up and motivated and be self-motivated. The other thing is my advice would be to, I think, love yourself. That's the most important thing I'd say, because, be it going in for a new experience, or be it like maybe investing into a new certification. I think those are some of the key things that one can do to boost yourself up in terms of not just learning and knowledge through certifications, but also overall personal development. I think is a big way. When I say love yourself, I mean to say that, for example, I try to do something new every year. Like this year, I did participate in a Paralympic tournament in Calgary, and it was amazing to see that playing basketball on a wheelchair, or doing playing hockey, ice hockey on a sledge. Those are some of the new experiences. They really make you feel like you can push yourself, you can go further. And then 2 years ago, I did skydiving in Spain. I did scuba diving some time ago. I feel like challenging yourself is very important part of pushing yourself. So be it personally, be it professionally, I feel like, keep pushing yourself, keep taking stretch assignments at work. And that I feel pushing the limits is the way to keep going forward in life.
All are the valuable takeaways. Thanks for sharing that, Sakshi. Now, Sakshi, I know you're involved in the community services. So could you please talk a bit about that? Your involvement in all those services?
No, absolutely. I think that's a very personal goal that I have in terms of that brings satisfaction to me. So in terms of, I'm involved in one initiative by Microsoft, which is CyberShikshaa, where we were working in bringing up the underprivileged women in India and training them in cybersecurity and getting them into corporate jobs. So getting them placement, getting them ready for interviews, boosting up their confidence, not just their technical skills. I think that's been personally very, very satisfying to be in that room of, 30, 35 women. I've even had to speak to 1 or 2 parents because the parents were very wary of sending their daughter out to work or out to study. So I think that's been personally very satisfying experience for me. But that's been the most amazing part of giving it back to the society in whichever ways I can.
Mm-hmm. So Sakshi, let's rewind the clock a little bit and get back to your early days. I would like to know more about your hometown, where you were born, and any fond memories from your childhood.
Sure, Sheetal. I was born and brought up in Delhi, India, the capital city, and I grew up in a joint family. So, and I did my education, everything in Delhi, and just till the last 2 years, I've always lived only in Delhi. So Delhi is a home for me. And I did my education on the technical side, on my graduation and a few technical certifications and cybersecurity certifications, all from Delhi. And I think that kind of gave me the confidence and the, will to challenge myself and make me more adaptable. I think Delhi gives you that kind of, a good exposure ground. And yeah, that's about me in terms of my upbringing.
Wow, and that's a lively city, of course, and a very vibrant city. So Sakshi, let's talk a bit about your college days. What kind of student you were when you were in college?
I think I was a student that was always outside the classroom, be it extracurricular activities, be it sports, be it at home, school or college. I used to love playing sports and try to keep myself really, into more like physical activities or, badminton and basketball. And I think our childhood is very different. And that's the fondest memory that I have of my college days, that, how much we used to play outdoors and enjoy all of that.
Absolutely. And that's quite relatable. So, Sakshi, do you still get time to kind of go and play badminton or anything?
I try a lot to keep up. And now, being a mother of two young kids, that keeps me, very engaged into joining my kids for sports. And I would say that's the best quality time I'd like to spend with my children. I try, but I don't think I'm, I'm doing really well on that, but I try my best to be outdoors.
So, Sakshi, tell us a bit about your family members. Who all are the key anchors in your family?
So I think my husband and I are the team. We both work around our schedules to suit our kids' needs. We have two boys, preteens, and one 13 and 12 right now. So our schedules are all around our kids and how to get the maximum time with our kids. So we try to work around each other's schedules accordingly. But yes, as a family, we love watching movies. We love going outdoors. I think we love to explore, the new city of Calgary that we are in. It's a beautiful city and we love being outdoors that ways. And on Sundays, we love to flip pancakes and just spend time together. So I love cooking and I'm trying to teach my boys how to cook. And I think that's my goal right now.
To teach them cooking.
Yeah, to make them independent and learn how to cook. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So actually, outside of your work, are there any hobbies or rituals that you enjoy the most?
I think apart from cooking, and I think this Sunday breakfast thing that we've started of flipping pancakes, these are like the two key activities that I'm engaged in because, but other than that, I love exploring, Banff, Jasper, those have become our favorites. And we love to take mini trips outside on the weekends. And I think the best activity that I've kind of picked up lately is about going for summer hikes. And that's what keeps us really together as a family. We love doing that.
So Sakshi, we are almost nearing end of this lovely discussion, and at the end we have a round called as the rapid fire round, where I'll be asking you some questions.
As long as there's a good hamper, I'm in for it.
Exactly. I think we should get you one really good hamper if you really answer well. Just kidding. Okay. So, yeah, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Your first question. First word that comes to mind when you hear risk.
AI.
Okay. Next question. Strong passwords or strong managers? What's your vote?
Strong managers.
Wonderful. If your leadership style had a hashtag, what would it be?
Empathy.
Nice. Road trips or flights?
Road trips.
Okay. If your life had a version upgrade, what would the release notes say?
I'm just more and more grateful. That's what comes to my mind when I think about life and upgrade.
Okay, that's a nice answer. If you could swap lives with any celebrity for a day, who would it be and why?
I don't think I want to swap my life for anything. I'm living the dream and I want to just continue doing my best.
That's a beautiful answer. And the last question. What's your just for fun dream job?
Pet boarding. I love pets and I'd love to, just have a house full of puppies and dogs and maybe cats and yeah.
Quite evident. Thank you so much, Sakshi. You really played well. And we'll definitely give you a big hand at the awards night. But thank you so much for being on our show. And it's truly a pleasure to meet you. And we had a really lovely conversation. So thanks for your time.
You guys are doing a great job of it. And congratulations. And my pleasure to be here today.
Thank you.